Oh my god, noobs! Noobs, noobs! Noob! Report! Report! Reported! So, I want to do a video about noobishness, generally. And I kind of want to start with the following point. Why on earth is the term so prevalent in Blitz? It's like, can we expand our vocabulary to something more than noob? Genus of the word probably meaning newbie, often misinterpreted as knob. I prefer knob. But anyway, I played a few games and I wanted to get some footage of general noobishness. Not because I want to slag people off, but just because I wanted to talk about the game and the noob and the cult of the noob and the report noob, military honour. I'm not going to get into military honour, sort of culture and the salt and the crap that goes on. And I guess what I wanted to start by saying is that we need noobs. We do. I'm sorry, that is, look at that shot by the way, that is bullshit. Seriously, 271 into the side of my IS-5 across the map. If I take that shot, man, I tell you, it bounces. Oh yes, does it bounce. And no matter what I fire, that'll bounce. But anyhow, that's life. So I've pushed off left. Anyway, back to the whole noobish sort of thing. We need noobs in this game. Do you know why we need noobs in this game? Because they are putting money into it. It's a freaking business. I started playing this game in 2014, right? I think I've pretty much maximised the amount of money I am going to put into this game. I've got most tanks. I refuse to buy the Smasher, and I refuse to do crates, and I refuse to do a lot of things. I'm not going to give Wargaming any of my money. However, new players are more likely to do so. So we kind of need them. Now, don't get me wrong, 5.5 was utter crap, and you know, the education in the game should be there, and all of these things. That is not the fault of the noob. The noob has picked up their iPhone, their tablet, their Android, their whatever, and they've just gone, I know, I'll play a game. And what do they find? I mean, generally they find a game which is full of salty dogs, with a demographic of probably 25 to upwards of 40, hairy, sweaty tankers just pummeling crap out of each other and all the rest of it. And it's not really a very friendly environment for them to come into. And then people go on about noobs and matchmaking and how they always get noobs and this, that and the other. And I've come to the conclusion, and I'm not going to talk about matchmaking, that it's a bit like, you know, to use an analogy, football, right? You support a team and you claim that other teams get more penalties, or they get more fouls, or they get more this, or they get more that. Over the course of a season, I am of the honest belief that evens out. Right? It's probably football's a bad analogy, because people go, oh, actually, I support a smaller team, we get less penalties than the bigger team, and no bollocks. It evens out. That's what it does. That's how it works. And yes, you get players who, you know, potentially shouldn't be at higher tiers, and they don't know what they're doing, and they shouldn't be there, and all the rest of it. That's not their freaking fault. That's not their fault. I mean, if you started this game new, and I can remember when I started this game new, I would want to, neat little sideline into what's about to happen, probably get an IS-3. It's got a BL-10 gun. It's like freaking, oh, look at that tank. It's got a machine gun on the roof, and it's a big boy tank, and I freaking want one. And I would grind towards it as well, because that's what I did. And that's all this kiddie's done. And he's paid for a pumpkin on the roof, and the low next to him's paid for a rocket in the side of his turret. They've put money into the game. You can't deny it. That's freaking well what they've done. And yes, that's a bad shot. And you're kind of looking at the map and you go, look at that game. The team played mid. The Meds went mid. I went left because I thought that was the best way that I could support the team. These two kiddies went down right. And they've spent all game pretty much dealing with that one tank. And yes, they could have been more effective. And yes, because of the team they are in with a pretty damn good chance of winning the game. And ain't that good, because it's a team sport, right? I mean, rough with the smooth, good players, bad players, blah, 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 blah. Here they are, they're in for a chance of winning. And if you look at chat, I've put some advice in. I haven't gone, what do you do? I'm like, no, you try and use 2 angles. Yeah, you can only shoot one of you. Come on, boys, you can do this. The IS-3 shoots the IS-5 in the ass. Well done. Good lad, come on. And I'm actually rooting for this guy to win the game. I'm not bitter that he's got a pumpkin on the roof and at the end he would have done the fat end of naffle damage and he's not, been the heavy tank that he could be. I mean, I just about did my hit pull. I probably bounced my hit pull. I did my best. I didn't play great. I didn't. Now, back to the genesis of the word. You can't call me a noob because, not being funny, it ain't accurate. How can I be a noob with 43,000 games? It ain't accurate. I'm not a newbie. I might be crap. There you go. I said you can try HE because he's got 17 hit points. I might be crap some games, and I am. Some of you guys have met me in battle, and I've had bad games. I have bad games all the time. The Pantera gives him some nice words of support. He says, loser. And I'm just saying, look, dude, 17 HP. You can HE. You can HE. It's okay. Or you can just go and get him. But he caps. Now, even you can't cap out with a minute left. And I've just said painful because... And actually, when you're sitting there, your view's really awful as well. And the Chieftain starts on with the soul, and the IS-5 has done the right thing. He's come down. The Pantera says, report IS-3, and watch what I'm about to say. That this is the truth of it. What for? Or for what? I mean, at the end of the day, what do you want? For being shit? Well, look, he's trying. He's probably trying, even if military honour works. He doesn't deserve to be reported, does he? He's doing his best. And, I mean, yes, it's painful, but he's doing his best. He's learning all the time and all the rest of it. And we're like, okay. Fortunately, the IS-5 is hitting him with HE, which is not going to deplete his hit pool down to nothing. So we're thinking we might get a draw. We might. That's a BS shot. Cut off. BL10 from there. I love it. That is awesomeness. And yeah, he's won us the game. Leave him alone. He's doing his best. He's trying his damnedest. I didn't play that well. I got a load of credits because that's why I play ratingness anyway. There you go. 41.78%, 486 damage. Like, what, 651 for 2 kills. We've beaten a team of pretty much unicorns and really experienced guys there. And that guy's carried our ass. So come on, rough with the smooth, boys and girls. So the second game, I'll show you some more sort of noobish gameplay, and I'll talk some more about it. I think what we should all be doing, and I know that it's hard, like if you're playing any tank, tier 7, tier 8, tier 9, and yeah, those nights where you just have a bad run, and we all do. I mean, you lose 5 or 6 on the spin, and I mean one after another, and you just get those amazing exploding teams, and you look back and you sort of done your hit pool in damage, and you're like, and you really do, honestly, I understand fully, you really do feel like losing your crap in chat with people, because you can't believe that they're that bad or whatever, and you're not feeling particularly tolerant. But if you really think about it, not everyone can be great. You go out on the road in your car, and look at the amount of times you nearly get taken out by someone who's driving too fast, or not taking care with parked cars, or just nearly reversed into you in a car park, or whatever. Well, that's a bit like Blitz, isn't it? I mean, the world's full of people who are, less coordinated than you, or you think are playing dumb. Then you could get into politics, and you could say, Jesus, people voted leave at Brexit, and I'm not even getting into that. I don't care what your politics are. You don't have that tolerance of people, do you? You don't have that, well, I could see their point of view about life. And Blitz is like that as well. It's kind of like I got no tolerance for these kids. And look at the chieftain set up there. He's not going to move. And I'm trying to hit him with my Russian gun, and I am getting some really bullshit bounces. And I fired HE and managed to hit a single sandbag, and it's not gone into him. And I'm wondering if he's going to... He tapped me... Again, another BS shot. How does that go in? But anyway, we do a trade, and, you know, he's not going to move, is he? And you're like, oh, geez, that's some really noobish gameplay. And my team's not playing great, and I'm not playing great. But for all of that, it's quite an enjoyable battle. If you start to play games and you focus on the noobish gameplay, you will eventually just come to some sort of jaded view that everyone's a noob and blah blah blah, and that the world's against you and matchmakers against you and this, that and the other. And there's no evidence on the matchmaking point. I don't want to go into that is the case. It's just the way that it is. And all of this doesn't give you an excuse just to be massively abusive and salty to people who are after all doing their best. In the 2 games that I've shown, there's been no AFKs. Right, so that chieftain, and that's the main reason. There's a lot of salt, by the way, going in on the T-34, which I don't understand why at all. That chieftain is going to be remarkable in the end. It hasn't moved all game. But he isn't AFK, right? So you might not like what he's done. No, I don't particularly like what he's done. But he was left spawn. And actually, at the end of the game, he's done, for all of that, probably more damage than most of his team. Look at this. Noob! Yes, great shot. Great shot. Yeah, nice one. And the Tankenstein misses as well, and the Lovers live in a charmed life, and at some point the Tankenstein actually says sorry, because he's a very low win rate player, and there you go, look, he's apologised for missing the shot. Dude, I missed the shot, I should know better, I was bad, I sucked, good lord. And I get down inside the chieftain, and he is, lo and behold, still there, so I can just sort of like, okay, watch out, yeah, I'll just smack him. There you go, and he's gone. That's the end of the game. But frankly, we need these guys in the game. We do. And for every noobish team you've had, if you're honest, you've farmed people, if you're half good, who don't know what they're doing. You start a game in a position whereby you're sort of almost waiting for someone to do stupid so you can farm them. I farmed that chieftain. He did his best. He's not a very good player. If he was on my team, I'd be like, oh my god, he wasn't good. But in the end, in the round, what goes around comes around. Anyway, boys and girls, noob fetish over. See ya. Bye.